instead of selection, when I get rejected, I do laugh a lot. So my placement journey has begun at the end of my third year. Just like I have a internship at Edyst. It's like a full stack intern. Usually, I do take interviews as fun for the learning opportunities, like getting just like the interaction with the interviewers and knowing their so different mindsets of the interviewers. So it's like a fun for me. Many of the students do a mistake like I want to solve a number of questions. It's like it shouldn't be the number of questions that you solve. It's number of ways you solve one question. Definitely, startups will help to grow in the terms of maybe not in the terms of income at early stage, but in the terms of learning, where we get opportunity to work on multiple areas.
All right, welcome Sriram. Thank you so much for joining for this session of Edyst Champs. We are very glad to have you here.
Thank you, sir. It's really a good opportunity for me to interact with my juniors and share my
Nice,
experiences as well.
great. So Sriram, I think just to begin with, if you could introduce yourself and just share what you're doing right now, like what are the things you're working on right now, which college you're from, and yeah, just start with that, and then we'll go with the next.
Definitely. As you know, I'm Sriram, currently working as a full stack developer at Seawise for the past 10 months. And currently, I'm working on Node.js. And so for the front end one, we are working on HTML, CSS. And we are also I'm working on some OCR related stuff. So that's something related to machine learning. And I was trying to build a product that is similar to the OCR one. And I have completed my graduation in Kite College, that is Kakinada Institute of Engineering and Technology, and I'm 2020 passed out. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice. So you graduated at the time when the Corona was at its, it just had
yes,
started, right? So
yes,
you're
yes.
there. Could you talk to us about your entire placement journey? Like, what are the contests that you attended? Which contests you cleared? Which companies did you clear? Which job offers you had in hand, and so on. So just
Yeah.
walk us through that.
Yeah, definitely. I could say that. So my placement journey has begun at the end of my third year. Just like I have a internship at Edyst. It's like a full stack intern. There I have learned the full stack one, and then I have attended InfiniQ test just for fun. So me and Ganesh, so we just attended for fun, and then unfortunately we have cleared the test, and then there was a second round in that. So before that as well, I have attended code beta, but I have cleared three questions, but I'm not sure why I didn't got clear for the interview. And then I have attended the other test, that is Hack Within Pay, and there I have cleared first and second round. At the first round I have cleared, and the second round I have solved two questions, but I'm not sure the reason why I haven't gone through the third round. And after that, I have attended some hackathons. I usually participate in hackathons in the some platforms so like HackerRank and HackerEarth. So in that, I have cleared one. The HackerRank I have cleared a contest that is related to DBS. I have cleared the coding test, but I didn't attend the hackathon that was in Hyderabad. And then I have cleared another hackathon in HackerEarth, that is Airbus one. There, I have cleared the coding test as well as went to attended the hackathon as well. After that, they had another test for placement, but I didn't receive the result yet. But at the time, the code has hit. I think maybe that was the reason why we didn't receive the result. And then I have attended some other tests like TCS and Wipro. I have cleared the TCS and Wipro test and attended the interviews for Wipro, and couldn't clear the HR round. That's the last round. And for the TCS, we didn't attend the interviews just because we had a long journey, 1 week long journey for the Infosys MPTQ test and some other things. And then we have also attended the EPAM test. There, I have cleared two rounds. I mean, the coding written test was cleared, and cleared the group discussion, but unfortunately didn't clear the TR round. So these are some of the tests that I have attended. And then at the time, I have offers from Infosys, that the system specialist engineer role. And
Okay.
then I have got an opportunity from Edyst, that is for Seawise, and I have cleared this, and I choose this Seawise.
All right.
This,
So just to be clear, you cleared most of the contests, but somehow either the contest did not, choose you for the next round, or you probably couldn't clear the TR or HR rounds. right?
Yeah.
But you did clear Infosys, and that was
Yeah.
through InfyTQ, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and so then you, I think, also cleared the upgrade test after that. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and so then you got into the specialist engineer role over there, and then
Yeah.
but finally through our Edyst referral as well, you got into the Seawise Capital company, right?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about Seawise, whichever you can share?
I can say that Seawise is a startup that was established 2 years back, and so we have a technical, very small team of technical ones where I and my CTO, the Manish, is working, and well, our product is somehow related to the trade finance. We do fund the exporters, and we are actually currently working on some new products as well. And we are
Okay.
expanding our team at the moment. In my working experience at Seawise, I had a great learning at Seawise. In fact, it's my first job, and I have got a lot of support from Manish as well. So he was very supportive. I got an opportunity to work on the entire product on own. So he do will be busy with some other things as well. So I will be the one who is handling most of the platform related tasks. So
Hmm.
I have got an opportunity to work from the end to end. Then there was some cool stuff that is related to APIs as well, where I do deal with Google Drive, Google Docs APIs, and Gmail APIs. And there were some of the interesting tasks where I need to spend a lot of time, and so they were not direct. They were not the so usually APIs will have the code written on the docs, and we do
Hmm.
take the docs. But this is not something like that where I need to come up with my own algorithm for to do the task. And yeah, that was one of the things that I have loved working there. So maybe I'm not sure in the if I join the Infosys, I may get this opportunity to learn this much in the span of little time or not.
Yes. So there's a lot of students, who will definitely apply for TCS, Infosys, all the big companies. They may
Yeah.
clear, they may not clear, but then they always have this doubt: should I join a startup? Should I not join a startup? What is your advice or suggestion to them?
Definitely, startups will help to grow in the terms of maybe not in the terms of income at early stage, but in the terms of learning, where we get opportunity to work on multiple areas like front end, so handling the DBs, and then testing and back end. So we do get almost get an idea of everything. Maybe we may not become expert in everything, but we get an opportunity to work on every field so that we could choose our interest, and then based on that we could go take a decision for the further.
Got
And
it.
then when
Yeah.
in the startup, usually we do get an opportunity to closely work with the CTO, and
Hmm.
CTOs who are usually very experienced, and they do have a lot of things. We could learn a lot from them, but the thing
Yeah.
is we should have interest, should have that type of mindset to learn everything.
And to take the initiative, right? Like you
Yes.
can't just go there and think that everybody will spoon feed you,
Yeah.
right? You need to be proactive and keep asking questions of the CTO or whoever's you're in charge, right?
And here another thing is here we don't have any trainings in the startups usually, so we need to learn everything on our own. So they usually give the task, and we need to maybe we know not we may not work with that earlier, but we need to google it out and try to figure it out what is this and how to come up with a solution, how to optimize it, or everything we need to do on our own. If we get any doubts, then CTOs will help some.
Nice,
But
nice.
here we could also improve our self-learning skills as well.
Nice. And
But
so there's some students
yeah,
generally have this doubt that if I join startup, maybe my parents will not like it. Like, that TCS, Infosys, that big company tag is there. What
yeah,
what do you say to that?
I don't think the brand is that much. We shouldn't concentrate much on the brand at the moment. So what happens is basically whenever our parents meet our relatives or some other marriages or some other places, they usually ask what is your children doing. Then they will say software engineer, where it is. Then they do say, if they say TCS or Wipro or Infosys, they know the names, the brand names, so they could think that yeah, it was a highly one, but they don't know the startups names like Seawise or some other things. But coming to learning part, I think startups are much better. Well, I'm not sure about the MNCs, how the learning will be there at that moment. But I do will be contact with Ganesh and Alekia who are kind of working in the MNCs. Considering their growth and my growth, there was a lot of difference between the things, and they do have a lot of trainings. And then in order to start working as well, they do spend a lot of time. So after
Hmm.
joining, they will spend a lot of time on training and other things that usually takes 4 to 5 months. It can be, but in the startups, it's not like that. I have started working on the product right from the first day itself. So it took me 1 hour for the knowledge transfer from Manish, and then I started working on it. So I think at the early stage we shouldn't concentrate on the brand. Instead, we should concentrate on the learning. So if they think that they could get much learning opportunities in MNCs, definitely they could go.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing you mentioned. That focus on the learning, and
Yeah.
eventually you have a long career. Don't optimize for the
Yes.
short term. Optimize for the long term. So one thing is that you applied to so many companies, and so many of them you got rejected in different rounds. How did
Yeah.
you keep going and applying again and again? Like many students get demotivated. So what's your suggestion or advice there?
Well, I started applying and then getting rejected. So I just analyzed the complete flow that where did I go wrong. If it's my mistake, I will try to improve that in the next interview. If it's not my mistake, sometimes it could be like I may be good at something like Python, but the interviewer might ask questions in Java. But maybe I'm not sure that couldn't say that I would like to go with Python. But if the interviewer could ask me with Java, I couldn't do anything. So I could say that it's not my mistake at that moment. So I would analyze these things. So usually I do take interviews as fun for the learning opportunities, like so getting just like the interaction with the interviewers and knowing their so different mindsets of the interviewers. So it's like a fun for me. So I do created such type of mindset to it's the result is secondary. So I just wanted to apply and have an interaction with the interviewers. I just want to know their mindset. So how the different interviews will be there, interviewers at the startups, interviewers at the MNCs, interviewers at some other companies. So I just created such mindset, and then yeah, it pushing me to apply more and more companies. When I get rejected, it's like instead of selection, when I get rejected, I do laugh a lot.
Oh, wow. That's a very
So
good. Not many people think like that. That's a very, very
yeah.
good way. You're applying to learn. You don't care
Yeah.
if you got selected or not, but you're just applying to
Yeah.
learn from it. Wow, that's
and
that's a
uh,
very good
and
idea. Yeah.
step by step what I did is I just started applying to the better companies when I rejected in it. And obviously in the meantime I just concentrate on my drawbacks where I was lagging, and then applying to the some other better companies with better package and better learning opportunities there. So if it was haven't cleared a coding round the first interview, then I could be able to clear the coding route, and maybe I couldn't clear the TR, and then in the next interview I couldn't clear the TR. Maybe I could be able to clear the TR, but not the HR round. Step by
Hmm.
step, finally we could able to clear all the rounds. So it will be fun. Interviews will be fun eventually.
Nice, nice, good to know. And so, just like let's talk a little bit about the role of Edyst in this in your journey. Could you share like how Edyst helped you get your job, help you clearing code vita and all of these other things as well?
Yeah, sure. Definitely, Edyst has played a key role. I have attachment with the Edyst right from my third year. So I usually code with along with my seniors at the time. So it was I think it was the first batch of ADS, and then there I do have a lot of learning. At the time, I have solved many questions that were there. So they were actually interesting to me, and so like I haven't solved those questions till then, and I haven't concentrated about the time limit or space limit error till then. But there I have encountered those errors, and then I have concentrated more on that. It's the competitive spirit between me and my seniors that actually pushed me, and so Abhisar also helped me a lot. So from the morning to evening you will be available, but mostly for the Java people, and I'm the only one who is working on the Python. But luckily Abhisar will be available from the evening to the early mornings as well. So I do have a learning from morning to evening, and it had actually helped me to sit on a thing for a long time. So I have didn't do that till then, but then I have learned that thing. So sitting for a long time and without losing the interest towards working on it, and it could definitely help in the work as well. And then after that, after my third year, I have worked as an intern in Edyst as a full stack intern, and that is the first time I have written my HTML code as well. So till then, I didn't learn HTML as well. Well, there I have in the span of 2 months, I have learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and Node.js. so may not be expert level, but I got an idea about it. The later we have worked on some other some other projects using that knowledge, and then this has helped me the projects that I have done in the Edyst, the concept that I have learned in the intern role, that has helped us in the interviews, either in Seawise interview and the Infosys interview, Wipro, TCS, yeah, in all the interviews, the projects were the key role. So till then, it will be like asking some Java or Python, a programming language related. But once they see the projects on our resume, they only keep asking the projects, and the
Hmm.
project that we have done will be, so whenever they ask a question about the project, the first thing that we get is the smile on your face. So we have did this, so we know completely end to end, so we are happy to explain what we have done. So the result could be anything, but we have explained something that we have done, and the projects, the learning that we have done at the Edyst, and in the intern as well, we have also got to some exposure to the corporate world, how we need to behave in the office, how we need to interact more with the officials. Like there, Vasu daily he usually come and ask us, what's the update, what's the update, what's the update. Usually in the initial date, we usually just give a smile, but later he told, this is not the way to do, so you need to give an answer, and based on that, he usually support us everywhere where we are not doing the things right way, and that has actually helped us in the interviews as well as in the work as well.
Very nice, very nice. So
And
glad to
then
see. And I remember it was not only you. I remember the entire batch of interns that
yeah,
summer. I think everybody is placed in a very good place, and the
and
projects you did there has helped
and the
out so
thing
much.
yeah, and the thing is, everyone got placed just after the internship itself. It's not like the end of the fourth year, but they everyone got selected after their third year itself, and then they were keep enjoying the final year and doing some interns as well.
Very nice, very nice. So when you finally got into Seawise Capital, what was the reaction from your parents and your family? Like, how's the reaction there?
Yeah, first thing is they were happy that I got another opportunity that is much better package than this, and they have left the decision for me. Usually, every parents will have this. There was two options. One is Infosys, that's a brand everyone knows, and the CYS, this is a startup, no one knows this, but they have left the option for me, and I choose CYS. They thought, why, they asked me why you choose CYS, for the sake of money or something else. Then I said the same reason. Here, I think the learning will be more at the CUS. So I could see that there was more growth in the CUS in the short span rather than comparing to the Infosys. So I chose this. They were happy for my decision, concentrating on the learning rather than concentrating on the package. Obviously, I got much better package as well. The only thing they worried about is for location, that is Delhi. So there the pollution will be more as compared to Hyderabad and this. And yeah, but luckily it was work from home till then,
Yeah.
so there were no worries about it.
Yeah, yeah, good to see, and good to see your family so supportive about this. I mean, I've spoken to many students, and they all have this doubt about the startups. But really good to see.
Yeah,
You said that you mentioned your projects in your technical interviews. Can you tell
yeah.
us what are the kind of questions you got on those projects? Like what does an interviewer ask about?
Yeah, usually the first question that I usually got is like, so tell me about this project. You have mentioned three projects. Tell me about this project. So there, I usually start explaining what is this project about and how it will be helpful. What the purpose of the project is main, that I have explained. So I have mentioned some projects where I have done those projects just because of learning. So I have mentioned the same there. So I did this project just for the learning, and I also explained what are the technical stack that we have used and the process that we have approached and the purpose and the use case as well. So here they were very much satisfied with the reasons that I have mentioned there, and then usually that was the question. Whenever they ask the question, I keep explaining the whole thing. At least a 5 minutes I usually explain about a project. Then they go for the next project, and then the next projects. I have mentioned three projects there at the time, and it took like 15 minutes, and usually my interviews goes for 20 minutes, and out of this 5 minutes could be introduction, and 15 minutes could be the projects one.
Okay, so and then there are no specific questions on OOP in Java
No,
or
no,
classes, objects, and Python because if you have projects, then all of your questions will be about that. right?
Yeah.
That's very good. That's good. And I think I hope that all the juniors are watching this. You all notice this, that if you concentrate on your projects, then you have to concentrate less on the theoretical aspect of your
Yeah.
language, because they'll ask you more about the projects.
And
Yeah.
another thing, it's not the number of projects that we have mentioned on the resume. At least there should
Mhm.
be at least one project, and one project is enough. You should know in depth about it. The everything, like what are the technical stack and the purpose, and how we have built this. Everything we should be have an idea about it. It's if it's not like there were five projects and we didn't have a clarity about each project, then interviews will get upset, and they think that the project is just from the Google. They didn't know the
Yeah.
project.
You just
And the
copy
main
pasted
thing,
it or something. Yeah.
yeah, and the main thing the interviewer has concentrated is the thing. It's not about the project, how big the project is. They just concentrated whether he did the project, how he just copied it. That's the main
Mm.
thing they have tested there.
Nice, nice. So, any last message or advice you want to give to your juniors? Just one final message that you want to give to them.
So I could say, coming to the coding one, while practicing the coding, many of the students do a mistake like, I want to solve a number of questions. It's like it shouldn't be the number of questions that you solve. It's number of ways you solve one question. So
Mhm.
there, what happens is, if we solve a number of questions, even in the interview, even though we get the same question, we may not answer the question properly. We couldn't remember the logic. So, but if we solve a single question in the number of ways, there we get number of approaches, so that even if it's not the same question we get, but we could able to come up with a logic. So because we just create such a type of mindset while practicing itself, so that it will be easier in the interviews. Coming to the coding one, and coming to the projects as well, we do the projects like just for the sake of putting that in the resume, and just they do concentrate like from the outside the basic one, so they didn't go in depth about it. But if you mention something on the resume, we should be clear about how could, so the concept, the main concept in that specific language. For example, if it is Java, we should be clear about the purpose of Java and Oops concept, those are key ones. And if it's JavaScript, we should be clear about how the JavaScript engine works, and then the asynchronous concepts in the JavaScripts. So we need to
Mhm.
concentrate on the specific concept that are particular to a specific language as well. So
Mhm.
that interviewers will get very much satisfied if we could able to answer those concepts. That
Very
is the
nice.
main message, that's we need to change the way we learn. Actually, we should concentrate more on the quality side. It's not the quantity that is required. It's more the quality. Yeah.
Right. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much for that thing. That's exactly what I would also say. But it's good you are saying it as a
So
senior
in
of the
fact,
same college. It's good. Yeah.
yeah, in fact, we have learned so many things from you and Abhisan as well. So these
Yeah.
are the concepts that we have actually learned from you. You people usually say us that concentrate on the quality rather than quantity, and Abhisar also usually say the same thing. And he actually told us once we are intern. I think I'm not sure whether he told us while we are the intern or while practicing on the Edyst platform. He told us try to approach a problem in multiple ways, and that really helped us later as well. And
Mhm.
currently, we are actually focusing on that. Still, we are practicing the coding. We didn't leave the coding at the moment.
Very nice. Very nice. No, you should continue to practice it,
Yeah,
because even if you shift your job or if you're going somewhere else, this is the first round. The first round is always going to be a coding round.
yeah.
So,
In
absolutely.
many of the companies, I do see only coding rounds, no other rounds, only the coding round. First round coding, second round coding, and then it might have HR.
Yeah. True.
Even in
True.
the Seawise as well, we do concentrate on the same thing.
And that's good, because at the end you want a coder, right? You want somebody to come and code. So that's why
Yeah,
that's that. So, all right, Sriram. Now I'm going to do a little fun segment. It's called as a rapid fire round. Okay.
yeah, sure,
So I'm just going to ask you five questions, and you just have to respond rapidly. Okay. So are you
sure.
ready? Shall we start?
Yeah,
Okay. What's your favorite programming language?
Python.
Okay, nice. What's your favorite hobby or pastime activity?
So watching movies and comedy shows.
Comedy shows. Okay, and movies. Nice. Who's your role model?
Dhoni.
Dhoni. Nice. Okay. What is your favorite book or your favorite movie?
Well, my favorite movie is Maharshi.
Okay.
It's a Mahesh Babu's movie.
Okay.
And my favorite book, I didn't remember, there were multiple books.
No, okay. Movie is fine. That's fine. And yeah, lastly, what's your favorite dish to eat?
The dish that my mother cook.
Okay. Anything
Anything
that
that
your
my,
mother.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Nice. So you're working from home. I hope you take the full benefit of that. Right.
yeah.
So That's good to see. But yeah, I mean, we do this round so that everybody knows that apart from just coding and getting a job, you have other hobbies. You have a life outside coding also.
Yeah,
So that's what people will come to know. So yeah, thanks Sriram for joining us. It's always great to have Edyst alumni come in and be part of this Edyst Champ series. I remember I started interacting with you in your third year, and very proud to see
yeah,
that you are now a proper full stack developer. And just at the start of your career, you're going to go multiple places. So
yeah,
so glad to see your journey so far. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, Sriram.
yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity as well.
Thank you.